And the reason we say that is because you go back to the first series of the game. Lions defense is out there. They got the Cowboys are pinned back deep, and Aaron Glenn calls this perfect, blitzing play, sets up amazingly. This opening opens up, and here comes Derrick Barnes, linebacker, flying through with a clear shot, unobstructed, unabated to the quarterback, just going to lay him out. Prescott can't go anywhere. He's literally boxed in because of the way that the line is set up. He can't move forward the way that Barnes is charging. There's no way Dak's going to be able to move forward and move Barnes. That would have been a safety, an easy safety. And instead, for what seemed like inexplicable reasons, Derrick Barnes, instead of going with his arms out and hitting and wrapping, decides to make himself skinny and kind of throw a shoulder elbow into the chest of Dak, and kind of as if to say, excuse me, I'm coming through. Why don't you, can you go around me this way? Like in a turnstile or something. I hate to make fun of it, but I mean, it was so aggravating watching that play. I can't explain why Derrick Barnes did what he did. King, I texted you. I'm like, maybe was he thinking that he had handed it off and he didn't want to get called for roughing the quarterback because he had already gotten rid of the ball? Did he not see that Dak had it? What?
I appreciate your attempts to try to figure that out because you can't figure it out, right? Like he tried to, did he try to sack him with his elbow? And your analogy of like maybe in a crowded bar when you kind of, one dude won't move.
Yeah.
That's about as big, a much attempt that he made at sacking Dak Prescott. It made no sense. And I don't believe this for a second, by the way, that he purposely did not try to sack him. But I understand why people would think that with the betting and that goes on nowadays, and sports gambling is all legal and everything. That's why that stuff comes up. When they see you play like that, explain that to that person. How come he didn't try to open up his arms and wrap him up? Like
your eyes come out of your head. Like what?
It made no sense.
What did you just do? Dan Campbell this morning was asked about that play specifically and what happened on Barnes, the missed sack. If you ever watch Dan Campbell in a press conference after a game or after a practice, he does this all the time, and I could feel him doing this while he's on the phone with the guys. He messes with his hat all the time. He's always taking his hat off, rubbing his head, replacing the hat in a different position. He's always doing something with it while he's talking and explaining things out. You could hear him getting frustrated. You could hear the frustration in his voice as if to say, I have no worldly explanation for why Derrick Barnes doesn't make that play. He needs to make the play. He didn't make the play. It's a mistake.
I've been telling you and everyone how emotionally invested I was into this game from the very beginning to the end. I immediately text you and Doug, cut Derrick Barnes right now.
Yeah, and you're like, I'm not even kidding.
I'm dead serious. That's how upset I was. Like, are you kidding me? Brian from Monroe just texted us. He said Derrick Barnes didn't know what to do with his hands.
He became a Lions fan. What do we do with our hands right now?
It was infuriating. It just, you couldn't understand what was that.
No, I don't know what that was. It was just abysmal.